Hello, viewers out there. Once again, it's time for Sports Orbit. My name is Afa Cho. Salifu Usman is also here with me on today's edition of the program. Salifu, welcome to Sports Orbit once again.
Thank you, Alpha. It's glad my heart to be back on the show here.
All right, for today's edition, we'll begin straight from the ongoing Women's World Cup in Australia and New Zealand. Of course, tournament enters day four today, or day five rather, and of course, interesting matchups we've seen so far in the tournament. And for some of us who might not be aware, of course, the Super Falcons in their first game, it was a nil-nil draw against Olympic champions Canada. Of course, their next game comes up on Thursday against host Australia, and captain of the Super Falcons, Anoma Ebi, has clearly stated that the team is not afraid of host Australia. And clearly, I think if you've seen the results of most of the matches so far, you've seen that actually female football has really grown, because there are some results I was expecting to see in some games, but a lot of nil-nil. Apart, I think the only result so far that has been, I think, the Morocco result, where Morocco had lost 6-0 in that one, and I think the Zambia result over the weekend also. But if you look at other games, the likes of teams like Jamaica, Panama, you know, going toe to toe with the heavyweights, you see that truly female football has come to stay. And for the Super Falcons, I think playing that, a lot of Nigerians did not expect that the Falcons were going to be able to hold Canada, but playing against the host Australia is going to be, a different ball game. But clearly, Captain Onomie has said we are not afraid of the Australians. Good to sound optimistic, but I must advise that a bit of caution should be, followed so that they don't get too overconfident.
Yeah, Alpha, thank you. You have rightly said it well, how it's supposed to be. Because from the look of things, even from the comment we have read so far, and from the comment both from the coaches crew and from the players, and even from the fans alike, and at the same time even from the administrators alike, it sounds like everybody begin to have more confidence on this Super Falcons, simply because they just held Canada.
Exactly.
The scholars draw.
Yes.
Yes, fantastic. Even me, I was surprised with the kind of performance they put up against the Canada. I was expecting that the Canadians will overrun them. These are because of their form going to the match. But unfortunately, they proved some of us very wrong.
Yeah.
Even though it still is a sharing of a point between the two sides. It would have been better if Super Falcon would have pocketed all the 3 points. Then it would have been better. But just like you say, I'm not too comfortable the way we are beginning to celebrate this draw against Canada, as if we have already progressed to the next round of the competition. Canada is a heavyweight, heavyweight in the World Cup women team, but every first match can take anybody by surprise.
In such
For instance, look
competition,
at South Africa losses to Sweden. Nobody would have expected South Africa, because we see South Africa based on the way their women give us rise up and begin to take our Super Falcon play. We hope that they'll begin to have a better result against the Sweden. Unfortunately, they lost their opening match against the Sweden. Even in Morocco, that knock the Super Falcon from prevent our Super Falcon from progressing to the final, progressing to the final, lose 6-0. And at the same time, it sees Jamaica putting the US a surprise draw. These are some of the things we have to look. So if it happens like this, we shouldn't see that because we are able to play the Canada's regular draw, the activity we have all the things that are right. Yes, we have to be very careful. And even today, I was just reading that the Australian coach said that they were taken by the island, played in deep, and they were refused to come out. But he was on the Super Falcons, so you know how the Super Falcons play well, and they're not to play back from the flank, and they didn't really know how to attack them. And the Navy has also responded to that. To the coach comment that it's good that you know how to, that it's good that you know how we are going to play, but however, we will not go to reveal to you how we are going to play. So to me, that is fantastic. You have to be very sound, very feel conscious, calm down, hold your nerve, and approach match by match and see how it goes. But one fantastic thing about our outsiders, if I can pretend I'm one of those who never believed Randy Hondo has what it takes to lead us in this competition. But if the way he played against this Canada, if he can motivate that momentum, I think we will begin to change. I've seen that some improvement. And another good thing is that yes, the squad that play against the Canadian did well, but we now have In the next match, we have the like of Ajibade coming to the game, the match, and also have a midfield marshal, Halima Hanide, who are be able to stabilize, who are hold on to that position very long. But the lady who played in our didn't do badly, but even welcoming Anide back and Ajibade back into the game against the Canada will give more options for round and discussing to unless it's going to be. But playing against host is very going to be very difficult. Difficult to side because apart from the 11 players on the pitch, you also have the fans behind them. So the shout of the fans and everywhere was with some of the things that our player has to be very cautious about it. But they are professionals. They are players. They are playing at higher level severally. This side is going to be, but unfortunately, but just like say, they need to be very cautious. They shouldn't be complacent because they are able to head. They are able to host Canada to Eagles draw.
Of course, still on the Women's World Cup, where we just spoke about that, Halimoto Ayinde has declared that she can't wait to be back in action. Called that she and Rasheedat Ajibade were not in that opening encounter as a result of suspension. They got wild in the course of the African Women's Championship. But I mean, she has declared that she is fit and ready to be back alongside Rasheedat Ajibade. And like you just stated clearly, we actually missed them in that first encounter. So coming back into this, game against Canada will be, a much needed boost for the Super Falcons playing against the Australian. But like you said, playing against the host can be very tricky because I mean the host they only have spot of the 12th man. Like in the first game, if you watch that, I mean clearly it was like all of the fans there were strictly Australians, shouting, cheering their team on. So sometimes no matter how you play this game, sometimes whether you like it or not, that's why there's always something called home advantage. These things have a way of affecting you one way or the other.
Yeah, in football, even though as far as I was trying to play down the home advantage, it always matters a lot.
Exactly.
Home advantage, what the home advantage simply means that you have it's your own home, you feel comfortable that you are playing at home.
It's just like someone coming to your house to come and fight you.
So, definitely, you have your
exactly.
You can be sure that you have your wife and your children behind you. So when you are playing at home, you have everything that's behind you, the government, everything, all the officials, even the officials, the officials know that these are
they don't take some decisions against you just like that.
Definitely, and no matter they try to be fair, they know that this is the home ground. You have to be very careful and give them some level of advantage. And having the fans behind you, the number 12 players, sometimes they are very stronger than able to play on the pitch. Because when you kick a ball and somebody bowling you, another person kick a ball, they all hail their praises. So it boosts your morale. Because when you are playing well and see people cheering up, cheering up to go on, it boosts your morale and it is an added advantage. It gives extra motivation to push. It goes like I said earlier, Ajibade and Aliman, it depends how the tactic the coach is going to play. Ajibade will definitely add a more bobber to the attacking front, and Ajibade is a stabilizer in the midfield. But let's how Dan Hondro is going to accommodate these two guys who are coming. Either he's going to keep them to stay with the first team. It's depending on him. But for me, we need those two guys, those two ladies to be back on the team, and we can't wait. Just like Aleman, you say, that is a very experienced player. He has been there for a very long time. Even for the Sweden league where he plays, there's no any working out that he's gonna play. And any time he play, you see his contribute to his the Sweden side where he play. So let's how he's going to be, and definitely I believe that these two games, if they come adding advantage, even in terms of even ball passing from the midfield, we have a supply of ball from the midfield also for Aleman.
All right, we read from that now to some NPFL news where a newly promoted side, Kano Pillars, of course, former champions, also are set to resume campaign for tomorrow for the new NPFL season. Recall that some weeks back, the football authorities had announced that the new league season will begin on Failing League sometime in August. Well, Kano Pillars set for the new season resuming campaign, but they are yet to have a coach in charge who will take charge of proceedings even as they resume campaign tomorrow. I think was it last week we had given the story about all by now we feel interviews will still have been going on by now because it was thrown open. I mean, even me and you should have been able to apply for that job, but we haven't heard any update concerning the selection process or if interviews are already ongoing?
Well, if not because of the fact that my cap question bill, access bill was delayed, now I've applied for the job. Yes,
Yeah.
the job was still open, but
Yes.
the feel like coming in from the canopy like that, it's likely that the former Regent International, the former Regent coach Abdul Mekawa,
Oh, okay.
they're going to have the short
Sure,
because we have heard
Mm.
from a very close source that all agreement or everything has been done. About what they need to do is just that to ensure that they seal everything and then probably before the opening. Maybe probably next week or this week, but nobody know what to happen. But it appears that Abdul Mekawa will definitely be the next coach of Kano Killer. The idea that the three open is just to play to the Ghana.
Of course, clearly.
Just play to the Ghana. But Abdul Mekawa is not a bad coach.
No, at all.
If you get to the Kano Killer, let's say he's going to do. And when you say Kano Killer, they say the newly promoted. It's unfortunately there. Kano Killer, they used to be the old force in the Premier League, but they get dropped. And they not thanks to the attitudes of their fans that they get dropped. Yes, the Caterpillar was their form was very poor 2 seasons ago, but at the same time, if not for the attitudes of their fans, we read on several pitches that they have point deduct 2 times
when they had to even play away from home.
So they have to point deducted 4 times. They will be able to survive that elevation back to the ball. We look at they just won 1 season and they are back and we hope that they'll be able to take up from where they left it before and go on. And presuming tomorrow and probably a whole lot of players, even they are expected to still signing new players.
Yeah, sure.
Some of the players, like you said, those that have the contract with the club, should resume and why they are working on a new player. And by the time the new coach comes, and then he'll be able to drop his own program and hope that the Kano Pillar will take their right positions in the Premier League.
Right to some golf news now, where the woman has been crowned champion of the 2023 Captain's Inaugural Tournament at the IAB International Golf and Country Club here in Abuja. Mama played off handicap 18 with a gross score of 84 and overall best net of 86 to emerge champion, leading the field of over 400 golfers that partook in the Captain Banjo Obale inaugural tournament, 5-day event, which officially began on Tuesday, ended on Sunday night with a dinner and presentation of prizes to deserved winners in the various categories. So, congratulations to lady golfer Mama in that one.
Yeah, not lady golfer, man.
Okay.
She the mama.
She the woman. Okay, yes.
So, yeah, congratulations to him. It's a fantastic game. And but one thing is that the IBA golf in Nigeria, to some extent, so there are several arguments with this. I don't know whether you are also aware of several arguments with this. Either we fully developing the game of golf. Several people have seen this game as an elitist, as an elitist.
I think we spoke about it. Even who did I even speak to? And apart from being elitist, I think it's more seen as a thing of leisure.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That is the main factor. The game golf is a very financial game.
Exactly.
What a golfer earn just by a match. No player, no footballer can earn money just by a game. But at this level, that in the 21st century, we are still playing the game of golf just for leisure and just for a keep fit. Many people even see it as a game for the retirees.
That's what I'm going to. In fact, recently I was watching a documentary on the sports station foreign about golf in the US, where you see children 10, 11 already picking the game of golf. There's this lady who is really coming up, about 17 now, who almost of Chinese descent, playing golf. And like she said, she started from young age. And like you said, clearly in Nigeria, it's seen like, because people, you see, senior military officers is when they retire. Senior civil servants, that's when they decide, let's start playing golf.
To keep busy, exactly. To keep busy instead of just staying at home.
Exactly.
It just means like, if you get to IBB golf club,
you hardly find our mates there.
Former this, former this. You see all of them after leaving their very prompt job, they then decide let me go to the golf and just to burn out some of the
from fats.
So burn out some fats. So and The idea is that yes, the MBB golf club several times, often, particularly in the ladies sections, they normally hold what they call children clinic. Once it's just once in a year, but calling the children to come and just play again once in a year, just
How will you even know the
what
game?
you succeeded doing is like just to catch their attention to
That's all.
the game to go.
Yeah.
But it's not really a plan to develop them to game. But what if you look at it in the country entirely, the one man who have done so, for me, in my own view, who have tried to some extent to introduce the game to the youth. Here is the former Senate president in the person of Senator David Mark in the golf club in the school. But even at that level, at when he was in office, there's a high profile for that game. You see several youth and often it's not, but to me, there's still more
To be done.
and more to be done to have a younger golfers coming out. Even some of our professionals who are taken to the game of professional, you hear them. Yes, as a professional golfer, you need to be competing at all level. But how do you compete? Some of them don't have exposure to go and play at a high level. And we have big men who are playing this game just for a leisure. Why not supporting those young men? Support them as in terms of sponsorship, so that they can be able to go outside and compete with their colleagues at the outfield.
Exactly. Anyway,
So we still need more, a whole lot more, and it's also dependent on government. Government can also do more to open the window, to open the door for more people to go into the game of golf, because it's capital intensive.
Exactly.
It's capital intensive,
That's
either
the
right
thing.
or not. And ordinary, it's not like a football when it's just a poor man, a children of a poor can just go to the road and begin to kick on and before it become a star. But
because in golf you need kits, you need to buy the club, you need everything, so it's
and in a very excluded environment where you can play.
Right, exactly. Anyway, we'll go on a quick break and then we'll come back. Sport Orbit continues. Don't go nowhere.
For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.
Welcome back from that break. It's still Sports Orbit. Now to some Robbie. I think Robbie in Nigeria has received a big boost as Value Jet as now the official sponsor of, actually agreed in principle to support Nigerian Rugby Federation in all its activities ahead of the Olympic qualifiers in September. The partnership was signed on Saturday, July 22nd in Remo, Ogun State. The deal will see ValueJet supporting all the activities of the Federation with the possibilities of expanding the relationship in future if their interests continue to align. Well, that's a huge one for Robbie. Looks like the game of Robbie is gradually growing in Nigeria. You can even see that even our players, even on the continent, are beginning to do a bit well. And I'm happy how the game is gradually catching on gradually in Nigeria among youths and what have you. Then I think with this sponsorship, it only help in promoting and expanding the game in Nigeria.
Yeah, thank you. Even though, in as much as we don't see much of it at the grassroots level,
Yeah.
something has to start from somewhere. For my years in covering sport, I think this is the first time in recent time I'm beginning to hear the game of rugby. And just don't forget that this deal is coming on the hill that we have even qualified for the next round of Olympic qualifier. Never before, I've never heard of Nigerian team participating in the Olympic qualifier. They said that we have qualified and they are qualified for the final round of the Olympic. And if we do well, the game is coming up in Zimbabwe later this year, probably particularly in September. And if we qualify, then who may see Nigeria team Nigeria's rugby compete at the next Olympic in Paris. And it's a good idea. And another interesting thing that I'm happy that if you see the man behind the value jet, Kule Sonimo, the owner of Remo Star, who is his name is synonymous to football, and not rugby. Maybe because rugby, if you go to the US, this is their own football. While football is just soccer in US. So
England actually, really, they call it American football.
American football.
Rugby is actually in England, Australia,
yeah,
so
South American football. So to me, it's a good development.
Yeah, sure.
I also commended the president of Rugby Federation, the president of Dr. Ademola Ore, former director of grassroots sport. If you recall him, he's the former director of grassroots sport, and at the Ministry of Youth and Sport until he retired 2 years ago, and now he's not the president of the Rugby Federation. And since he came on board, we are beginning to see, yes, that sometimes this is clearly, these are examples that keep on telling us in Nigeria, and it's people that make office. Some people will be that they will never even hear anything, but when you see somebody who know how to go about it, you begin to hear about it. And we are beginning to hear the game of rugby, courtesy of Ademola Ore, who have bring a new venture, a new vigor into the game of rugby. And we play with this new development, with this partnership, the game can be able to grow further, and particularly get to the grassroots. Let's get to the grassroots. That is how we can begin to see more people identify with the game and also develop at the game. Rugby is if people who play rugby, I can't confidently say beginner and football who end. They earn fantastic money.
Yeah, sure.
The American football, the American people are playing for. I think there's big money in the game of rugby, and we hope that we will be able to develop it and take very more people into the game. And more interestingly, if we are able to qualify. We thank Kule to identify with this sport, and if you want to do this support and the product will meet, I think that will definitely go a long way to trigger the development of rugby in this country.
All right, some football matters now, where PSG captain Marquinhos hopes that the club resolves the Mbappe situation quickly and hopefully welcome the player back to the squad, because that there's been a running issue between PSG and Kylian Mbappe. His contract is due to expire at the end of the 2023-24 season. While PSG were hoping for Mbappe to extend his contract, Mbappe on his part feels that he should play, doesn't want to extend and hopes to leave for free, but PSG are not having any of that, and now this has become a serious issue between Mbappe and PSG. In fact, during some reports I even heard during the weekend was that Mbappe was even actually ready to sit on the bench for the whole of this season to ensure if PSG feels you're not going to, we can't sell you or whatever it is, but he feels he's ready to sit on the bench for the whole of the season. And some reports came out during the weekend also that a Saudi club is ready to pay in excess of 300 million euros to get Mbappe's signature, while they are willing, but from the cap of Mbappe, they are yet to respond to that offer. So right now, PSG are really in a tight situation, because for PSG, it will be almost, a disaster to see Mbappe leave for free next season.
Yeah, it is almost going to be a disaster. Like I said, I also heard the club owner of the club also said that they'll never allow that to happen. To allow their prime asset to just leave freely for nothing. I think they'll never allow that to happen. And I know that part of you want to understand that yes, club matters when the decision at his level. No club will definitely allow him to leave. And if he wanted to go this way, the way he wanted to go in his own protest, ready to sit on the bench, etc., and to extend his contract, it's also going to affect him personally. Club can make your mind as a player, whether you like it or not. If he sit on the bench in the protest just to force himself out, even the suitors who are also looking
No,
for
what the club are even saying,
will also be careful.
what PSG are even saying that Mbappe already has an agreement with Madrid. So the issue of Saudi Arabia is just a smoke screen. For me, I blame PSG partly in this matter because
for
this man, I mean, Madrid wanted him clearly.
Even last year.
Yes, but PSG did everything to ensure that they keep him. Now look at what you're going through. Why not? You have left him to go to his Madrid now. And these are the things. Sometimes when you give a player too much power, these things turn against you. This man wanted to leave. Clearly, he wanted Madrid, but PSG did everything. In fact, a point he had to even the president of France even had to get involved, intervene. Now, just 2 years later, this man is insisting, "I want to go. If you can't allow me go, then I'll have to go for a free." So I blame PSG partly for this problem also.
If you recall, one of our shows we discussed that. I think when you give even there was even a time when the former French international legend Thierry also came about
exactly.
No player is bigger than the club. And when they gave Mbappe much power, even make him as even more powerful than the chairman of the club, that he can decide who play or who not play, who do this, who not do this. All in attempt to please him to stay. They are pleasing to stay. Now he's back. He's backfire. So, but when I was heading to that, I think Papi need to be conscious and also be careful how we go about this. Because even the clubs who are also looking for it, because if you wanted to sit just to force the club, it's an act of indiscipline.
Of course.
And even the club can also be careful in watching you, because if he has resources as to who you can also say the same thing when you come to our side. So you need to be very careful how you go about that. I think, and we'll play just like the captain of the club say, and this thing will be resolved amicably for the best interest of everybody. But one is that just like it will be very difficult to allow a player like Papi to be free.
Of course.
And for the Saudi, just like you say, for the Saudi that are saying that the Papi is not a player for the Saudi league.
At all.
I'm not disrespecting the Saudi league, but Papi is not a player for the Saudi league.
I mean, some players turned down the Saudi. I mean, Lukaku, Saudi approached him with the big money, and he said, "No, I still want to play in Europe." Same for even the new United keeper Onana, got approached from Saudi. So some players right now feel that, look, it's not as if these players are poor. So I think for some it's just greed. For some they feel, I mean, the money I've made, it's okay for me, so I don't need to go. I mean, at a young age of 24, 25.
It's for retirement. Exactly. But for a player who is still very active, who still want to achieve, it's not about money. It's not all for football players. It's not who know their own. It's not all about money yet. All they want is to make names for themselves. But if you have made a pick, for instance, like the of Ronaldo who moves to Saudi, it's understandable. And even the Messi who moved to the US, it's understandable. They have achieved what they have. Everything. Their name is already written in gold in history of football. There's no any time. Even the children not born, yet to be born, who came to know that the certain Messi, a certain Ronaldo pass through the surface of the earth. So, but those players like this who are still looking for what it takes to make name, you can't expect them to go to Saudi or US will go and play football yet. Mbappe still belongs to the best of football.
Very well. All right, to our final story before we leave, where the Court of Arbitration for Sports has ruled in favor of FIFA. Recall that football agents are taking FIFA to court. FIFA had said, look, beginning from October 1, for you to continue as a football agent, you have to sit for an exam. And the agents felt that, no, we can't sit in the classroom. But FIFA said, no, you have to sit in the exam so that we'll keep testing your knowledge of this business you are in. So they took the matter to court, but CS has ruled that, no, FIFA is right. And so we don't know what the agents might do now. It's either you go back to the class or you look for another line of business.
Well, I think even the agents, it's like they didn't even do their homework well. There's no how you challenge somebody who is the regulator.
How many people have taken FIFA to CS and won that case?
It's like they didn't take well before.
Exactly.
And even at the same time, the regulator tells us, okay, for me to test ability, you need to see them. You need to ask some certain question, and you're telling me that no, you don't have the right to ask that certain question. No. Me, even I'm not a football, I back the decision of
course,
because I begin to see all manners of football agents.
And even in Nigeria, I have people who are friends. They tell me that I did one course. I'm a football agent, and they go about organizing all kind of funny tournaments
tournaments.
to look for players.
And many agents has built several careers of football players.
So
I think I congratulate FIFA for winning this case, and it's a good development.
Exactly. All right, that's that on our edition of Sports Orbit Monday edition. Tomorrow we'll be back with another exciting edition of the program. Do join us once again at 4 p.m. Nigerian time. Salifu, thank you for being on today's episode of the show.
Thank you for this delight.
Right, tomorrow is another day. We'll come with another exciting episode. Until then, do have a wonderful time. My name is Alpha Cho, and it's bye for now.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.